Hi guys, this is Michael Alexander with Coinsider. Today is April 18th. We're going to go over Bitcoin and our quick charts and 6 analysts. We have 3 bears and 3 bulls. We're going to see key price points to look out for and the general trends of what's going on. Before we get into the quick charts, please follow our link about the demo video so you can better navigate quick charts. And before we get into the report, we have 3 sections, which is just the micro charts, which you see the page 1. We have the prediction reasoning, which goes into details of the reasoning of the analyst, and we have the candle charts, which are the analyst's actual charts. Now, I know there's some people that are new or are not familiar with technical analysis, so I'll try to make this as simple as possible, but give enough information so there's detail. So let's jump into the quick charts. We have the first page, which is 3 bulls and 3 bears. Here, I want to go over some key price points to look for the bulls. We basically have retracement happening, which could have already finished, but down to the 7,500 zone here, 7,600, 7,800. That's the current movement. Again, 7,800 hit the recently, so we may be done with this down move and heading up here on this up move. And then we have the bears on the right, where also we have this little down move here, and then we're heading up. We could already be heading up since we did hit that 7,800 mark. That could have been the finishing of that pullback, which you see here on all these micro charts. Now, some things to take away from these charts is the bullish analysts see us going up to a next price point of 9,200 zone, 9,400 area, 9,200 zone. Now the bears have a 9,200. These 2 analysts do not say the specific number, but they mention 9,500 as an important number. So watch out for 9,200, as we have 4 analysts pointing to 9,200. Also, if you want to match the micro charts with the analyst's actual name, we have the initials right here in the bottom left. So for example, this would be Tony Vase, this would be Heijin Lee, JD, so you know which charts match the predictions below. That was it for quick charts, just basic price points to look for in the movements of the market. Let's go to the predictions. If this was good enough for you, great. We'll see you tomorrow. If you want to stay with us, we're going to go into details now. Prediction reasoning. Let's blow this up a little bit. We have Philicone, Elliott Wave Technician. He sees us again going down to the 7,500 price point area. Doesn't mean it's 7,500. It's a zone. We could have finished at 7,800. We'll see what happens today and tomorrow. Then we're heading up. We got to break this 8,500. He mentioned this as a key point, so watch out for this point. It's a key resistance point. And then up to the 9,200 zone to finish an Elliott Wave count. Then we have Heijin Lee, Elliott Wave Technician, also retracing down a little, heading up to the 9,400 zone. He goes a little further than Philicone, where he sees the next retracement, so he projects into the future further than Philicone, down to 8,300, which is a pullback, and then heading up for another count up to $10,000. Our next technician, EW and Pattern, is also an Elliott Wave Technician. He did mention we're going down. I didn't put it in this chart, but it's similar to the top 2 analysts. We're actually heading down to that 75, 7600. We could have completed it, then up to the 9200 zone, back to the 7800. Similar to what Heijin Lee said. EW and Pattern projects into the future further than Philicone. So these 2 analysts project further into the future, and so again, Heijin Lee has 8,300 pullback, while EW sees around 7,800. And then we have going up, the next move here, again, it's far into the future, 15,000. Then going down, and 11,800 is going to be a key point to look out for, where if we break that, can go down to 4,000. If we stay above it, we could go see all-time highs again. So those are the bullish analysts. Philicone has a near-term projection, and Heijin Lee and EW and Patterns have a longer-term projection. EW has the longest-term projection, and Heijin Lee has the middle, around there. Now let's go to the bearish analysts. We have Tony Vase, sees us going. He needs to see, he doesn't mention specific price points, but I put a dotted line to show you important points to watch for, where he could turn from bearish possibly to bullish. He wants to see a break of 9,500, and he wants to see price or Bitcoin go above the 200 moving average on the daily. AP similar to Tony Vay's. AP wants to see a break above 9,500 to consider being bullish. Okay. We have JD Marshall. He wants to see us going past our previous 84.59, which we hit, I believe, 2 days ago. That was the new high. And if we break that, he sees probably hitting 9,200 is going to be not a problem. And if we can break 9,200, we've established a higher high, and we need that higher low 64.20 and higher high above 9,200 to consider being bullish. So that's the end of our prediction and reasoning with the analysts. If that was enough for you, then great. We'll see you tomorrow. If you want to stick around for the charts, we're going to get into even more details. Same analysts, but even more details with the candle charts. So again, Philocone has us retracing ABC. We could have already finished retracing the C at $7,800. We'll see what happens today or tomorrow, if that was the finishing of a short C and we're going up, or we have some more to go. He sees this as the long-term trend line we need to break to be even more bullish, but he sees us, if we can go up now from that correction, we go up to hit the 5, we may hit that 9,000 price point, and this is going to just shatter this yellow resistance line that we've seen from December 17th. Heijin Lee sees us on this white W path where we could be going up an impulse wave towards this number 3 right here, but that is a long-term projection. That, I believe, that's 20,000. Yes, that's long-term, but in the short term we could be heading towards the number 1, which is about it looks like about between 10 and 12,000, let's say 10,000, which would be number 1. And this is Heijin's chart again, going towards this number 3, which is 9,600, and this 5, which is 10,000, which I just showed you in this previous chart, which is this blue line. He just adjusted his blue line and made it a little bit more accurate, so we have a few points that we're looking for, which is the 9,500 area to finish a 5, retracement to 8,200, and another wave up to finish the 5 count at 10,000 range. Then we have EW and Patterns, sees us right now on this number 1. We're having this pullback. He did mention 3 stops. We did finish at around 7,800 the other day, as I pointed out again before. We could hit lower. We could actually hit as low as 7,250 without invalidating this count right here until we get to number 1, which is at about, I believe, the 9,500 area to finish number 1. 10,000 is here. His number 1 is about 9,500 or 9,000. Again, he mentions that if we go below this low, 64.20, we'll invalidate this bullish count. This is his bearish count. If we could actually go long-term up to this B, 15,000, and then we can correct finally down to the C, and we could hit this long-term trendline support on the C before finally going up. And we have Tony Vay's. He is bearish on the weekly and he's bearish on the monthly, as I mentioned before. He wants to see that 9,500 break and the 200 moving average crossed before he would consider being bullish. We have AP. He's still looking at another correction downwards. We still have resistance here. He needs to see that $9,500 being broken and going above $9,500 to actually consider being bullish. JD Marshall as well. He needs to see that 9,200 being broken to consider being bullish. He says that we've seen many of these spikes here, where else? We've seen many spikes where we've had the spike, we go up and we go down twice the price down. So if this is true and we can't break that 84.59, we have the spike, we've gone down a little and we try to break this 84.59, we can't. We may do a rollover, as he shows here on this purple line, and go down twice the price of this, which brings us below 6,000. So he wants to see 9,200 broken to get a higher high and that higher low of that 64.20 or 64.25 to consider being bullish. And as I mentioned, wave 618, he shows another Elliott wave pattern, which is an AB, big C, which is, this is called a neutral wave, the longest point to C, D, and E finishes above C, where classical Elliott wave ABCDE, the E finishes below C. And he shows a comparison historically where if we look at the number 3 here, we had an A, B, C, which was this longest wave, similar to this longest wave. We went up here and we finished here on the 4 where he shows the 4 vertical to this area, and he drew some Fibonacci lines to show that we hit exact Fibonacci targets when you start drawing the extensions from this point here, not this point here. This is the point that the Fibonacci had the targets. I'm not saying that this is the bullish count. This is what's going on with Bitcoin. I'm not saying that this is what the retracement is. I'm just saying that this is a possibility. I have not seen any other Elliott wave technicians present this argument, and the Wave 618 was the first person that presented it, which was very interesting. He also goes over OBV, which is a volume indicator, and he shows that the only people that are left are the ones that have bought Bitcoin under 2,000 or about $1,400. So it's going to be really hard to wipe out those buyers and scare them away. So he sees that the buyers that are left are the ones that bought low. We could have a neutral wave here, which is also called the Neo wave. You can research that in Google. So this could be a correction that could have finished, and we could be on a bull trend now since we have finished that correction. So that's just his point of view. Please look at all the analysts' point of view, bull and bear. Make your own decisions. Do your own research. Both sides have good arguments. Again, this is just showing you what a neutral wave is. This is another example of a neutral wave, which is going from 3 to 4. I showed you up here. So I showed you 3 to 4. This is just a blown up version right here of Bitcoin when it was at about 4,900, and we did an A, B, C neutral wave, the longest wave C, going up to D, finishing up E, which is higher than C, not lower than C. So the Elliott wave technicians that are not familiar with Neo wave or the neutral wave, this can throw them off because we're starting an impulse wave from here, and rather than here. So the impulse wave starts from here, and how do you correlate that with the Fibonacci line, the Fibonacci extension lines, which actually match up with the 618 or the perfect 618. So anyways, it's just another point of view that I threw in there. Do your own research. We'll see what happens, but it's just very interesting data. So that's the end of quick charts. We've gone over 3 different sections. I just finished off with the charts here, the analyst charts. So this is the candle charts. We also went over the prediction reasoning. Remember to look here at their prediction, and this is the prediction and this is the reasoning. This is the analyst and this is the date that they came out with the report. And this is just the quick charts. Let's make it smaller. Again, I just showed you some major price points to look out for. So these charts are just all in one page, so it's easy for you to see all the analysts and the idea of where the price is moving and key areas to look out for. Okay, so that's it. So thanks for joining us today for the April 18th quick charts. Glad that you joined us for another day. I hope this does save you time and research and keeps your finger on the pulse so you don't miss out on the next Bitcoin move. We will see you tomorrow and wish you guys a happy day.